Everybody in animation from Disney to Pixar to beyond should be worried deeply because a fired Disney genius has just unleashed what AI is capable of, and you won't believe it. Together, we'll watch the entire thing, all 10 minutes of the latest episode of the Mary Sue Adventures. Josh Dawes has a masterpiece on his hands, and we're all watching with mouths agape, jaws dropped down, saying, wow, the future could be great if entertainment looks like this. It's a wonderful day to be joined together, folks, as we endeavor to explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve, and we're excited to do so. Hey, animators, this is the kind of movie you just can't miss. And for everybody else who loves animation, well, you're in for a real treat as well. Smash that like button, click the subscribe, and let's dive in right now. If Pixar is not yet worried, if Disney is not yet feeling despair, perhaps they should, because Josh Dawes, the Disney genius that they fired earlier this year, has released episode 4 of the Mary Sue. And dare I say, folks, you're going to have a good time because it's 10 minutes long and we're going to watch the whole thing together. As we do so, I want people to remember what we've talked about in the past, that by the end of this year, we believe that independent content creators will be able to make their own Pixar things. Now, Josh Dawes is a genius. He's worked at Disney. He's tremendous and he's building a team. And I am here to encourage Josh Dawes, who will be appearing next week on the Pro Channel as our special guest star to talk about this. I am officially encouraging Josh Dawes to create a feature-length film of the Adventures of Mary Sue. And I am offering my talents and the talents, or the lack thereof, and the talents of everybody who works with us, around us. We are here to throw in whatever we can to help Josh Dawes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch episode 4, 10 minutes long together. We've never seen it. It just literally released within minutes prior to the show. Here we go. Look out, Pixar. Oh, we got a villain now.
Why could we misunderstood?
What is that?
The Ember Heart, the source of her powers. Once every 1,000 years, it must drink from the forge, or it dies. 3 elements made molten run down channels to the altar. When all 3 arrive, the heart drinks.
I just want to remind people, this is being made by a genius from Disney that they fired, that Josh D'Amaro fired. He should be running Pixar. We'll keep going.
Every moment it is separated from her, her strength diminishes. This is the one night in 1,000 years we can stop her.
And how do we do that?
I'll keep her occupied. The heart needs all 3 channels to recharge. Cut off one, and it starves.
What do I do?
Stay here.
Excuse me? You can't just leave me out of this.
Mary,
I just want to help.
it's not about you. You're always trying to insert yourself. You want to help? Stay out of the way.
What every Mary Sue wants to hear.
We got an Obi-Wan moment here.
Eldrin.
Serafina.
What has it been? A century? You've gotten old.
One of us had to.
I see you brought a friend.
Like how that was just conveniently there.
Oh, yeah. We're going to keep rolling with this because it's the world debut of this. But before we keep going, I got to stop and talk about the technical aspects. This is every bit Pixar level. This is every bit this is better than Toy Story 5 just looked. And this is being done by Josh Dawes and a very small team. Animation, the studios, the industry, as it's currently constituted, is cooked. Culture, let me just ask you about what we're seeing here in terms of like the change that is happening before our very eyes. Josh Dawes, again, a fired Disney genius, is bringing the comeuppance.
And look, we've seen examples of this already this week in a video you and I did, I think yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And the persistence of characters and the idea that they can maintain their entire look the entire time, and their costuming, the reactiveness of her costuming with the fire effects and everything and the glowing effects, everything here is like mind blowing. This would take thousands of hours of animators' times, and we've only watched 4 minutes of this. There's still almost 6 minutes left to go, and I'm enthralled.
How much does a Pixar movie cost, Culture?
$200 million.
$200 million, and they're usually 90 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So
we've got 1/9 of a chunk, right? Am I right?
Yeah. So we're talking about $18 million is what this would have cost Disney to make.
Unbelievable. And I'm engaged. I don't know about you, Carol. Are you
I can't wait.
Engaged?
It's fun. I think it's just a team of one guy that's doing this, right?
Well, he's got a few more who joined him for this one. But Caro, are the wheels beginning to turn in terms of I know you work with a lot of independent creators. If they start doing this kind of stuff with some of their characters, look out.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's one channel that makes a lot of animations with AI, and I can't remember his name. My husband watches them all the time, but he'll send me clips, and they're really consistent. Like, that was the one thing that kind of surprised me initially, because when AI first came out, like, you couldn't get things to be consistent either with faces or bodies, or people suddenly had like an extra hand or whatever. And the fact that I'm not seeing 6 fingers or anything else like that tells me that it's adapting. And I warned everybody a couple of years ago that whatever we were seeing with AI was the worst it was going to be, and it's just going to get better. And we're looking at it being better right now.
Exponentially. So, by the way, Josh Dawes is thanking Jeremiah Dawes, I suppose his brother, and colleagues from Form Films for post-production work. Says couldn't have done it without them. So this is not just AI. But this is what people can do if they form a team now and have some level of budget to work on these things with AI. It's amazing. He says, Final Polish says, I'm so pleased with how it turned out. Big thank you to CapCut app for making this possible. And Josh Dawes is thanking all kinds of folks for their efforts and help. Let's continue watching right now.
That old guy's in shape. Good for you.
Never skip leg day.
Let it go, or your little friend is going to have a very bad night.
Uh-oh. Old man's about to get cooked. Uh-oh. Mary keeps making bad decisions.
Throw it in!
This is like The Ring, but it's embodied by malignant empathy.
Mary!
What happens to her?
See?
I don't care! She's evil!
No, it can't be that simple. Nobody's just evil. Maybe she's not a monster. Maybe that's just the story everyone tells about her.
She burned down an orphanage.
Okay, that's admittedly difficult to explain. But Bram, you don't know her story.
I know what she's done.
He'll never listen to you, child. Nothing in this world frightens men like a powerful woman.
Oh, the voice
Bram,
of
look at
empowered
her.
Missandry.
I am looking at her.
No, you're looking at everything she's done.
Yes, exactly.
I'm looking at her.
Throw it in!
You see how he speaks to you?
Okay, this is tremendous how they're working in some of the pathologies of thinking that have invaded so many young people today. This is tremendous how they're pulling this off. We'll play some more. This is really good.
No, wait!
I see you.
There's the empowerment of evil through the malignant empathy when it exceeds the bounds that it should, and the ignoring of the spirit of the paternal spirit of protection. This is great.
Mary, what have you done?
It's okay, Bram. I just wanted to help.
Oh, you were a big help, child.
She's got a dragon. She can't be that bad.
I see so much potential in you, child. You just need a little guidance.
Does she mean manipulation? Is that the same?
Brooming.
What do we do now?
I'm gonna rescue her. And then I'm gonna kill her.
Serafina or Mary Sue?
I haven't decided.
You're evil.
But you don't even know my story.
All right. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good, and it's great at taking down some of the pathological thinking that has invaded so many young people. Carol, I'll give you the first go at this one. Your thoughts, and in particular, I mean, this is made in weeks, and with a very small team. That would have cost $18 million 3 months ago for Disney, and still probably does for them because they don't know what they're doing anymore.
I think for independence, it's going to remove the barriers for entry in a lot of ways. And so they'll be able to go and do what they want to do. But on the other hand, I'm also thinking about it from the industry standard, and they're going to see this and be like, well, we should be able to do that too. So I see a lot of layoffs coming in the future. Yeah.
Total.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's not great, right? But here's the thing. If you're creative and you can be creative, you will be empowered 100 times over by this. If you are someone who has been living off of the system, you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. You're in big trouble. If you're a non-creative working in a creative industry, big trouble.
Yeah. So those are my initial thoughts. I think my secondary thought was a lot of this dialogue feels kind of aimed at writers in the writing room. So I'm wondering if they're just kind of working that in there for kind of So
yeah, could be. Culture, your thoughts on what we've just seen?
Wow. I'm sorry. Wow. What a great way to start a story. And look, we just described it. That's 1/10 or 1/9 of a Disney film. And this thing could like go into a box office now. If it takes them just a few weeks to put this together, your production time turns around into a 6-month window. Disney can't compete with that. And you know what? Carol's 100% right. There is a level of exposure here that the industry is about to be subjected to that, quite frankly, they deserve. I know that sounds, not very empathetic because I'm not, unlike this silly kid here. But I'm going to say, look, there are a lot of people in a creative industry that are not creative. They have been hanging on while others languish under the yoke of these studios. So if layoffs do occur, as Carol correctly suggests they will, guess what? If they let the wrong people go, if they lay off the wrong people who are genuinely creative, they've sealed their own doom. And look, we have unbound Hollywood in so many different ways. And we suggested yesterday in the video, one of our conclusions was that Hollywood is going to be fractionalized, and we're going to have many new people producing material, not just studios. And if this is what Josh can do, a certified, well, as you said, genius, but creative, and a small team, can you imagine what 10 people can do in 10 weeks?
Oh, I mean, this is incredible. The thing I like about the story here is one, on the local level, right, at the micro level, I love that they are working through, and again, not perfectly, but they're working through the concepts of, okay, what happens when we actually do empathize with every single villain, when every single villain is no longer allowed to be a villain, and we have to deconstruct the villain, and we have to find out what really made them this way. And the answer sometimes is there's evil in the world, but nobody in the corporate world wants to accept that. And so when we don't accept, well, there's actual evil, then we actually empower the evil. That's a great story. I would like to see the pushback between the two genders or the two sexes. I would like to see that both sides have something to offer. Now, I get that this is the Mary Sue, so there's a lesson being learned here about empathy gone rogue. But the thing is, we need the masculine and the feminine in contrast, and that's what makes society work. Is on the feminine side, the nurturing protection that comes from that is necessary. It's very important. And on the masculine side, the desire to protect and to put away that which might harm, that also is exceedingly important. And when you have those two things butting heads one with another, what happens is you have this very interesting interplay where something that's a danger is perceived in two different fashions. And those two fashions, you know, we have a drama, or we have a dialogue about that. And then we come to the best conclusion of where in that spectrum we should land as to the right approach. So I would like to see a little bit more of that in the future. I want to see both the masculine and the feminine archetypes, the hero archetypes, come through. And I think that's what Josh Dawes is going to do. On the macro level of this, what's amazing to me is this is a great story already in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If Josh can tell a great story in 90 minutes to 120 minutes that's on this level and is fully fleshed out and takes those kinds of intricacies that you're not given in this brief period of time, if he can do that, we're in a new world now where Disney can fight all they want. They can use this all they want. They can downsize. Pixar, as Carol was talking about, this will be the age of the storyteller. Who can tell the best story wins. At least I hope. I hope because Kathleen Kennedy's determined to create a gatekeeping system in light of this technology. Yeah. That's what Hollywood has given her the task to do. Step away from Star Wars, create a gatekeeping system. But I am up for a world where the best story wins and where we get to find great, great stories again. That would be wonderful. Panel, any thoughts on that?
No, I think you're right. Go ahead, Carol.
Oh, I was going to say, I think they're going to run into, whoever decides to go this route, they're going to run into like what most independents run into, which is the noise of competition. So there's a marketing book. It's called Positioning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that evolves, because like you can just take a look at the book industry with all the self-published authors and how they're all trying to get noticed.
Right.
And I see that going to happen with this as well. So, that was a follow-up thought.
No, so as the technology improves, you're right, Carol. If everybody has access to it, then this becomes the norm, except you have the Andy Weirs of the world, the people who are independent writers, and somehow, some way they get discovered and they're amazing. And I think that is going to happen with a few, right? If everybody has this incredible ability to create Pixar-level films, fine. But somebody, and maybe to some degree of luck, they're going to get discovered if they're amazing. And that's maybe the companies like Disney then hire those geniuses and say, take over. But the market is going to decide what kind of stories they want to listen to and hear. And I hope it's stories like these.
But this is perfect fodder for, an instilled distributor like Angel Studios. Angel Studios could pick this up. Could you imagine what some of their capital would be behind this? Or you're going to get, some desperate distributors out there, like let's say Neon and A24, who want to play with the big boys but can't. This will allow them to partner up with some of these independent creatives. I mean, we know them. We know them.
Sure.
Carol knows them. We work with
Josh. Josh has been hired by the Blaze. So
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's the technology officer there.
I think that Josh should be working, like there should be a co-production of Blaze and Angel or whoever comes up with this. But the next step is they need to be pushing hard to get Josh Dawes a theatrical release using this technology, and go for it. Just utterly disrupt the industry. Totally and utterly disrupt it. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think with digital distribution for films, I think that you have chains like AMC, Adam Aaron, you have people over at Regal, you have people over at Cinemark that are going to start saying, you know what, we don't just have to take entertainment from Hollywood. We don't, we can negotiate better splits with these independents, and these independents will rise up and create their own distributor networks. I don't know what's stopping AMC and Cinemark and, Regal from doing that.
They should at this point. I mean, yeah, because if this thing costs, let's say it costs $5 million to make if you do a theatrical and you do it the right way, you could get $200 million box office off something like this.
More
if you do
than that.
Yeah, it's insane. Carol, I'll toss it to you for the final word. How absurd do you think it is that Josh Dawes fired from Disney and within 6 months is doing something that could completely upend everything that Disney has been built upon for the last 100 years, the studio system?
I mean, I don't think it's crazy. I mean, kudos to him for being like, F you, I'm going to go and do something better. Like,
right.
I know a lot of times when people get let go of something, they become dejected and they just kind of crawl away. But it takes a certain, tenacity to be like, no, I'm going to thrive in my own way. So I'm really happy that he was able to do that for sure. And he's definitely trailblazing in a lot of ways. That's going to make some serious waves. So I'll be very curious about how this is going to ripple affect everything.
You brought up a great point, Carol, about the artist though, and the fears that are out there. Can you speak to the negative feelings that many have about AI and what this might mean to them as they see, oh, this is one guy. And as you said, the amount of content that will be made in 2027. This is no longer theoretical. We've been predicting this. Everybody can now see it. And once you see it, you can believe it. This is going to dominate 2027 entertainment.
I mean, you've kind of seen it with a little bit with AI art and using like Grok to like animate like pictures and things like that. And it's been kind of painful for me to watch because just kind of, I mean, technology is a tool. It's always been a tool. We can go all the way back to farming. Culture can speak to this. Before we had like tractors and whatnot, we used to have a whole bunch of other stuff that was in place to help with the farming. When tractors came, everybody who did the support stuff was losing their mind because they weren't going to adapt.
And let me throw this in too, Carol, real quick. 50% or more of humans 100 years ago worked in agriculture. Today, it's less than 2%.
Yeah, and that's a fact. And I'm sorry if you hear the garage door opening. But it's okay. Wait, give me a minute. Sorry,
3,
it's really loud.
2, go, Carol. You're good.
But and you saw this in the early 2000s when the drawing tablet came around because people were very anti-drawing tablet, and now it's an industry standard. And so what happens with technology? And nobody asked you.
There's excitement in there.
Yeah. So what happens is we have these advancements and we have these new tools that come about, but the transition happens really fast, right? So we've got like this amazing animation. Like, okay, well, how's this going to ripple? Like, how are we going to adapt? What does this mean? And I know some people who worked on crews on movies, and because of some of the advancements, they're out of jobs, but they also didn't professionally develop either, right? And so when I'm talking to other folks who are afraid of AI and books and everything else like that, like you have to professionally develop and you have to get ready to pivot, especially in the creative field, because this is one of the places where we see a lot of this advancement the most. I suspect that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be really upset. They're going to do a lot of pushback. And the truth is, that's coming from like a traditional mindset, but the people who aren't as invested in the organic way of doing it are not going to care. They're just not. They want to be entertained. They're going to see this. They'll be entertained, and all the hubbub behind it is going to be like noise to them. So that's something to take into account.
It's very exciting, whether you like it or dislike it. It's exciting one way or the other. We're either at the precipice of destroying entire industries, or we're at the precipice of revolutionizing those industries. And it all comes down to how you see it, folks. But one thing I'll say is, just like when Photoshop came in and some photographer said, nope, I don't believe in that. Nope. Everybody uses Photoshop today. So you'd be well equipped, I think, if you equip yourself with knowledge of how to use this technology, whether it's scary or not. Well, you've made it to the end of the video, and that means you are a true pal of Pro. Thank you so much for watching the entire thing, ladies and gentlemen. And we ask that you consider clicking that like button. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And remember, folks, we've got more content yet on the way. The drive-bys can't handle what we have to say, but we never stop, not for a minute, because we want to win it for you. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.